Hanuman is that kind of character which represent almost nothing. And in nothing lies everything, whatever you choose. Because there you are one with the Lord. Brand, you make an image in somebody's head by impressions, putting so many impressions, so deeply, telling a story, so many things, whatever is there. Then you make an impression, deepest impression. That is called brand. That is what in Gita Krishna says in different ways, that first you see this small pond, once you go into the ocean, then you forget the meaning. Why to begin with bad people first? Because they do not have that much patience. First they need to be praised so that they are peaceful. At least good people will have some patience that my number will come for praising. As I say that words do not have meaning, how do you understand this? When you are reading any scripture, since all of you are spiritually inclined, so I am saying scripture, otherwise I would have said any book. When you are reading a scripture and something happens such in you, you get aligned so well as it should be, then you will discover on your own that there is nothing written into the scriptures. They leave a zero value, but they leave an impact, an energy, an orientation. And where from that is coming? That is the sadhana of the person who has written it. That is the medium of it. So, if my words needs to be understood, then first when people reach to that stage of realization where they come on their own, that there is really, they find in their understanding also that really there is nothing in it. But the positive impact is there because somebody's sadhana has gone into it. That is like we do, it's like some temple we make it with prana pratishtha. Some saint comes there and does prana pratishtha. Where from that prana is coming, why a murti becomes alive? That somebody has done sadhana and imparted it to the kalakriti, whatever vigraha you have made, and then it becomes live. And it is the understanding and that is the practice. So many saints, even in the contemporary times, you may have heard stories that they have become half old by imparting their prana to the statue, which became vigraha, which became murti. Otherwise it was a kalakriti somebody made. So kalakar is also not doing work. If kalakar is not doing sadhana, he cannot make a simple kala. He cannot make an art. So make art come alive, it needs little more sadhana. So that is how it is. So same way when somebody is writing in scriptures, that person has realized something, now he wants or she wants to communicate it. Because that person is found useful for being there or has realized this so much that he feels everybody who realizes it will be fulfilled like he has fulfilled, got fulfilled. In Tulsidas cases also, his most prominent kriti is known as Ramcharitmanas. That is what he has written prominently. Beginning only he says that Swanta Sukhaya Tulsi Raghunath Gatha Manjul Madhavati, that I have written as for my own sake, for my own fulfillment. It is not for anybody else primarily. It is for what I have found pleasure, bliss, ecstasy, whatever word you want to use. He uses the word sukh. Sukh word comes from the two things, roots. Because again I have to come to the meanings. So before telling every meaning, I just, this rider, this clarity that words mean nothing. But to you they mean something. So take carefully when you are listening my words. What are they meaning to you? To me they means nothing. But still I have to convey. So I am using them. So Sukha comes from the word Su means acha, good. Kha means Akas. Khag, the one who, so what is good sky? So you have within your heart, you are very open. You don't know that you don't have, essentially there is no body. It is only an accumulation for some time has happened, which because of the ignorance you started knowing as if it is you. There is nothing like you in this. So same way, when this sukha means sky is the most open thing we know. So he says, how will I make people understand, or any realized person, how to make somebody understand something? He says, so what is the biggest thing he knows? He looked around and he said, oh, sky. So he says, sukha, good sky, good openness. You can be open for bad way also to certain things. Let me do everything bad and see, I want to experiment. Generally, children have that tendency, that comes born tendency, that anything negative they want to experiment. Even it goes till teenage. Anything that has a negativity has an attractive value that they want to see, and most are caught into that. So instead, from the very beginning, if they are brought up in such a way, they are always open to the sukha, that good sky, so they will feel happy, fulfilled. Much more than they feel from negative things you get in bits and pieces. Anything you bad experiment, bad food, bad anything, you will get some that sense of balance, that again the feeling of goodness, good feeling for a limited period. But sukha we can have for long. So this is sukha. So he is saying, I am writing for my sukha. Swantaha sukhaya. And what is that swa? Swa antah means where myself has immersed in somebody so much that it has become that. No more me. Swa antah sa swantah. Where the end of the self is there. No more myself. Now it has become self of that. I do not exist. So then it is when you do not exist, and that means you have become so much open as you really are. Then where is the dukh? It is impossible. You can have only one thing at a time. You can't have. Why it appears many things and confusing to people? Because they all are seeing things in time. If I say you look at some photograph, say Ram, Sita, Lakshman, then you say, yeah, it is possible, I can visualize. But you are making a mistake. You can't visualize the same moment all three. You can visualize only one. There is so little gap between visualizing 1, 2, 3. You think I am seeing the whole picture, 3, 4 people. You can't do that. You can see only one at a time. But the time gap is so less that you see as if you have seen the whole. So that's why it's only one. You can't have two. Anywhere, wherever you have two, you have yet to graduate to the real knowledge. So that way Sukha, Tulsi is writing for the Swanta Sukhaya. That is what he is saying. So where has he found the Sukh? He saw the Sukh in Ram Nam. Now Nam is what? What is the difference between a Nam and a brand? Brand, you make an image in somebody's head by impressions, putting so many impressions, so deeply, telling a story, so many things, whatever is there, then you make an impression, deepest impression. That is called brand. Name is the reality. That something which comes with attributes. It says, so Sukhdham Ram Asnama. He is the abode of Sukha. That is why his name is Ram. Akhil Lok Dayak Vishrama. He is the one who is giving rest to the whole of existence. Akhil Lok means all the lokas. It has very many meanings. In the beginning you consider Lok means people. Then you consider Lok means these days we listen to multiverse and all. At that time you were saying all that, and not that time, from whence it has been there, people do not know. So he said all the universes where they find rest, that is Sukh, that is Ram. So Tulsi's Ram is that. He has made an image, that is the real Murti, which he has made. Later the Murti comes, that is a different thing, that's artwork, and that somebody puts prana into it. But where in his heart he has made that? This is very clear to him. So, Tulsi's begins with what we have to see. We are seeing here Hanuman. Why I am giving this much long interpretation? That in Hanuman Chalisa, you are seeing not Hanuman. Hanuman, the way Tulsi looks at it. It is the Tulsi's drishti, his vision. He makes it Hanuman, so you know. But over the period of time, you got an impression there is somebody called Hanuman. Because you are listening from different sources also. So then you have some attributes from this poet, some attribute from that poet, some attribute from somebody else. So now it is a mixed picture. So when you say Hanuman, we don't know whose idea comes in your head. from which poet what bhavas comes. Whether it is Tulsi's Hanuman, whether it is Valmiki's Hanuman, whether it is Erutrachan's Hanuman, whose Hanuman you are coming to your head, or the one which you have seen somewhere as in some temple. Reality, what is your reality? Here we are saying that we are trying to see from Tulsi's eyes, how he has seen. So he has only one person, that is Ram and his name. He himself says that for me, more than Ram, it is his Naam, which I feel, there is more mat bada naam dhunte. That means in my mat means not only opinion, mat word comes from mati. So at some point of time when you are very intense and deep, then you consider it is ultimately it is coming from mati, that is wisdom, which we call in Sahaj Smriti Yog only 3 steps: intellect to intelligence to wisdom. Wisdom is your end goal. There is nothing after that. Everything is into that. So here he says at some point of time you become very intense and deep, then something you draw from that mati, wisdom, and that becomes your mat. Like you make about somebody an opinion that this is good person or this is good leader. Because so many sources you have verified that it appears that good in him weighs more than bad in him. Or somebody says no, there is no bad at all. It's all good. And that is perfection. So here Tulsi is seeing only Ram and Ram now. Then why about Hanuman? Because if somebody is not talking about somebody, then it is not established. That is the whole thing. So he is creating those kind of characters which are equally potent and equally realized. Somewhere it becomes difficult. He puts himself such things, such situations he creates. And not only he, Ramkatha from eons has been like that. Before Tulsidas, so many have done that. And in so many yugas, in so many kalpas, this has happened. So it is nothing new. So he is creating a picture. At times where it becomes difficult to weigh who is greater, Ram or Hanuman. Like in some certain cases, like in Garun's cases, he says that when Garun comes to untie that snake, something, Nag pass which we call, then Garun gets that ego that am I greater than the Lord because I am coming to free him. So he gets that confusion for a moment, and then he had to listen the whole Ram Katha again from the another of his kind, that is Kagbhushundi, and then his illusion was gone. No, I wait instrument to do something, that's all. This is not that high set. Same thing happens with Hanuman, but he is clear. That's why he is called Buddhiman. What happens is Ahiram takes Ram and Lakshman to his lok. In Ram Katha it comes. And he is about to sacrifice them before his deity. There was some deity. He wanted to sacrifice both Ram and Lakshman's head too. And there is nobody saving there. These two people are helpless there. So then there comes a Hanuman. Now this story is another thing is Hanuman Ashtak is there. I'll tell the virtue of that also, why people go for that. So Hanuman going there and saving Ram and Lakshman and pushing that Devi down and coming. But he is not thinking that I have saved. That is the greatness of the person. So this is the kind of character Tulsi is creating, that even when he has done such feat, accomplished such feat, he is free from man. He has literally Hanuman, he has Han means to kill. He has almost killed his ego. It doesn't come, whatever he does, but ego will not come. So he is real in that sense. Because after if you do some work, something may come that at least I have done it, or I have become instrument to do that. Something will come. But there is nothing coming to his head. He will forget that I have done something. So that kind of a man rahit, that Hanuman. So that he has created almost that kind of character, where it becomes difficult who is greater. To see deliberately created this kind of character to say that you and your Lord are not different. They are only one coming from, many coming from the same one. So he has to establish his Advaita also and his realization also. At the same time, he has to create for the world something to follow. Otherwise, if there is no relationship, then there is nothing else. I have been breaking my head and is still breaking. But people do not understand one thing. They want to know things. I say without relationship it doesn't work. It is not that I don't want to tell you, but it doesn't work. Something works the way it should be there. So this has been the constant problem of the human being, that they do not understand that, because ego doesn't let them understand that. So Hanuman is perfect in that sense that he is free from ego. That is the beauty of the Hanuman. That narration which I am trying to give, that when you read anything, then it becomes zero for you. There is a nothing. Hanuman is that kind of character which represent almost nothing. And in nothing lies everything, whatever you choose. Because there you are one with the Lord. You are in whom you have given, whom you have surrendered, you are verily that. Because there is no you left after that. So how beautifully, how yatha vidhi yathakram, another word I use, the way it should be done. Otherwise, there will be something here and there, the way it should be done. If that way only you have done, then everything will come into you, exactly, because you are not there. That is how it is. So long as you are there, something or the other will be there. Then you have to, that's what making you take birth time and again. But until you become that perfection, then birth will keep happening to you, but you will not be born anytime. Birth and death will keep happening to you. It's okay, it's in the play, but you will not die or you will not take birth. So the perfection has to reach that there, that you verily he becomes you. That is how it is. So Hanuman has reached to that state. That is the kind of character Tulsidas has created through Hanuman. That there need to be somebody singing the glory of the one who is so great. And if that one who is singing is not great, how will he sing? He has to know him exactly as he is. Otherwise, whatever little he knows, he will sing. So Tulsidas created that character. Where is it beginning? But he is what he is. Tulsidas is seer. He sees the thing.
You said Tulsidas created the character of Hanuman on par with. So it gave us an impression that Hanuman is a creation in Tulsidas.
That's what I am saying.
Okay.
That is exactly what I am saying. I will give you another example. You are seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people sitting. I am not seeing that. From where I see, I do not see. I see myself sitting in 5 forms. That's what I said in the Upanishad. Do you see? There is nothing. So when there is nothing, you have to create something. So who will create? Who see? So that we say that these two stages of knowledge, Param Gyan is Param Agyan also. Without becoming ultimately ignorant, you cannot become ultimate knowledgeable also. They are verily same state, no difference between the two. Because the world is run by dualities. If they are not two, there will be no world. Nothing will be real. Which is the real state. Nothing. But everything, because there are dialects, opposites are there, so it is working. More you go in the research in the science and you will figure out the antiparticle and everything and energy and the whole thing, how it is working, to the extent you go. This question is coming because you are seeing forms. That is why you are saying, no, these are there, but these are not there in essentially. There is nothing, because that's the principle. That from only one, ekoham bahushyam, that only one I am, I became many. Now who is that one?
Guruji, actually, after listening to Hanuman Chalisa last time, this is one thing that came to me. Like, the beginning he establishes the supremacy of Guru. After that he goes on to establish Ram's name. So then I was thinking, he has established Guru, then why go to Ram's name? So now when you are explaining this, what I am understanding is probably that was a need of the hour. Like you.
See, this is always the need. If somebody says something, suppose I have a guru and I start naming, then ultimately your mind will go there. That happens, suppose I say no, nobody. Then also problem is, then you will see, though such a egoist person, he is considering himself God. What is had gone to his head? Both the way it is a human problem. So to quell that, they create the best character that at least you see these attributes. Like Ram, how do you know? What do you know about Ram? Have you met him? You see through attributes of different poets describe about him. Or if you have met somebody realized, he will just tell you something different. So seeing is what it is.
Now in the true creation, like one not creation. So one way what Deepak was saying, he has described Guruji, and now he is treating Ram. So and you are saying that what, either way somewhere the mind will go. Either. So why to create a Ram and why not to Guru?
So that's what I am saying. This from where to begin. Suppose somebody X person begins, or say A person begins. Now when he says something as a man, so it is considered as if he is talking about himself. And how that himself will be taken, how the others himself is. To what extent your eye is evolved, best you will see, okay, this could be the thing, no? That is what in Gita Krishna says in different ways, that first you see this small pound, once you go into the ocean, then you forget the meaning. That it was not needed. So same way, if somebody who begins it, if he says something I, did Arjun understood what the I Krishna was referring to? Despite having shown everything and having said after showing everything, say, ansmatred, only my tiny fraction, say all this has been created, what you have seen. So how will you know me? So I am referring to that I, but what is there? It is just an imagination or indication for you, because there is no capacity. So capacity to sadhana. So when somebody says, as you said in the beginning, somebody says aham brahmasmi. Suppose you take Upanishadic examples. So what the other person heard was that he is considering himself Brahm, the ultimate. Look at the person's ego. They will not see what he is really saying. So once you create a third person, then you get the free hand. I can praise you as much as I might. Then you are my Lord, and then I can do exactly truth I can tell you while I am lying. But when I am telling truth, it will be considered lying. So this is the play of the world. Not the world. It's the play of the world. That if you really want to do something, you will create another. Otherwise, it will be considered your ego. So whatever he is saying, he says, Kavit Rasikana Ek Man. There's no, I don't know any poetry or nothing. I am not a poet. What is his prayers are like this. Bandon sabke charan suhaye adham sarir ram jin paye bhaye je avahin je hoin aage binno sabhin kapat tak sab aage. What is his prayer? He is saying, I am praying to each and everyone, those who have found good bodies and bad bodies. They are khal, that means first he is praying to the ones who are bad in deeds, not good ones. Why? Why to begin with bad people first? Because they do not have that much patience. First they need to be praised so that they are peaceful. At least good people will have some patience that my number will come for praising. But the bad people will not do that also. They first want the praise. They first want to get honored. Everything they want first. So because he is a wise person, he knows the yatha vidhi yatha kram, that how it should be done. So he has created other, that not me. Otherwise, this is what I keep telling, that do you understand the purport of it? That how can you tell the truth without becoming the truth? There is no way. You can tell only yourself. That is the truth. But the moment you say like this, it becomes ego. In others' eyes. So you can't tell. So you create other. That no, the Ram is there. He is there. So Ram says, no, my devotees are greater than me. I am not. So it keeps going on a mutual trust.
Guruji, this is only Bhakti Bhakta Bhagwan.
This is that they are one. But yatha vidhi yatha kram, that is important. Otherwise, it becomes something else. So that is how it is done. So he is giving Tulsi's Ram, Kabir's Ram, different. You will find, otherwise why one Ram is there. So language is little confusing to people. Until that's why it is not, I am saying there is nothing in the language. Once you start, if you understand, meaning of one letter, you will understand the whole language. That is what the spirituality, and that is what the reality is, because everything is coming from one only. Here we realize, and what we say, that how your vocal cord opens, how it closes, only 3 ways, and this all sound is coming from that. Everything, variations are there, so many. Then science begins, how it is happening. But the reality is mother of science. No? It is not coming from science. Science is coming from reality. That's why in some way what science says appears to be real. So he is describing his Ram. But he is not, because he is born to be very clear. Where from he has learned? So he says Sri Guru. Why did not he begin with the Ram? No. In Ramcharitmanas he begins with what I am saying, with the letters, alphabets, Varna. He said this from the Varna. So Varna Namart Rasanam Chandasamapi Mangala Nam Chakartaro Vande Bani Vinayako. That is the beginning of the Ramcharitmanas. Varna Namart. That's Varna. These letters, Nam, Arth, what is their meaning? Rasana, what kind of ras it creates when you say something. Arth, Chandasamapi, the meter, everything. So he is describing very good language. Vande Vani Vinayako. Vani Vinayako has 2 meanings. Simple meaning, people take Saraswati and Ganesh, which is later. Beginning is Vani, means the voice. Vinayako means polite voice. So if these words and letters create a humble thing to express and to communicate, Mangala Nam Chakartaro, that does Mangal, good to the people. So this is the kind of thing. So here we are saying the Tulsi, what he has created. He has created a Ram Naam, which he begins with the Chaupai, and that he, why Sri Guru Padnak Manigar Jyoti. That is Sri Guru in Hanuman Chalisa also he is saying the same thing, because he wants to clear about the order of the things. He is not saying about the Ram. He is saying first Guru, Sri Guru Charan Saroj Raj Nij Man Mukur Sudhar. So he said Man Mukur. Let's see, Mukur means another meaning. So Mukul comes from the word flower, bud. Bud is the Mukul. So this language comes from Awadh. It has so many meanings I can give you that you will be perturbed that which one to take. You start scratching your head, and your consternation will increase further, because I come from that language area. So I know much more nuances of that language. So I don't want to make it troublesome and so lengthy for you. I am just trying to tell this, that how things are created. So before seeing anything, first adjust your right power lens. That from this I see clearly. That is the thing. So if you have begun to see clearly, then you will see nothing written anywhere. That is the beginning. Now after that, that impact is left, and whose ecstasy you want to enjoy, that your sadhana. He says Sri Guru Charan Saroj Raj Nij Man Mukur Sudhari. So this Man Mukur means the mirror in the mind. It is made of the particles of what? The dust of the feet of the Guru. So from that, how pure and transparent that dust would be, that it can make a mirror. In which, so mind's mirror, it is a live thing, it is not dead thing. From that lens he is saying, Barnam Raghubar. Now once he put that glass, now he is seeing. What is he? Not Hanuman. Barnam Raghubar Vishadesh और विमलेश जो दायक फलचार. अभी भी हनुमान पे नहीं आया बंदा, is still focused. So he is saying Varno Raghubar Vishadesh. Raghubar means here Ram. Vara means the best among the Raghus. Raghukul में जो best हुआ है, Raghubar, that is means. Vishad means very vast, without any impurity. Vimal means again without any mal into it. That means any malice or any kind of impurity is not there. That kind of Yash is spotless glory.
Bimal Vigyan. Vigyan means Gyan. Vigyan means bigger.
No.
Or minute.
Minute.
Okay.
Special and minute. Vishishta Gyan is Vigyan. Special knowledge. If you know the physics, then it is, you are special in Vigyan. That becomes that you are specially doing that. Vivek, Vigyan, so many words. From same root, we can take very many meanings. But if we have to go somewhere, then if we take very many paths, then we will not reach anywhere. So purportedly, we take one meaning so that we could walk a little. Otherwise, we will not. We will be just standing and looking everywhere. This world has so many meanings which way to take. And one step you take up, you start seeing something else.
Small observation, what I understand from whatever satsangs I have attended till now, that what we understand, once you had said that the goal is to understand self, that we are divine, and the purpose is to serve others. So when we talk about Ram, I think it's epitome of divinity, and Hanuman is epitome of service. So I think both are actually symbolically, not in terms of individuals or anything. In terms of symbols, I think the purpose of life itself is. Am I right in understanding?
No, you are right, but with a rider. Because if somebody takes somebody to be real, then if we put our view, then that person is feeling little uncomfortable. So we have to accept both. Whatever, I am saying only both because you said two things only. If you have said 10 things, then I will say you have to accept a 10. But you have to see from your wisdom that this is where you stand. Because we can only look at ourselves, who we have become. From that only view we see others. We cannot say, I cannot say I can see somebody. No, I can't see. I can only see myself into somebody. That is the only way to look at it. I cannot see other objectively because there is no other. What I have become, ultimately seeing entity, I am only. So if I am seeing somebody, so somebody, Ram is not something. I am seeing somebody, that this person is the epitome of divinity and epitome of service. So that person becomes me. What attributes you, somebody else may say this is Ram, this is Krishna, this is Hanuman or Gopika or whatever. So, but we do not deny, because that right to somebody else is seeing in someone else. So we do not say no, that someone else doesn't exist, it is only an attribute. No, we have to stay open for all, then only, otherwise that will become our limitation. That Guruji has told only this is an attribute. Then if somebody I am meeting, then who is he? No, you have to stay open. Keep your eyes opening. You become verily the light which makes everything clear. Then you will see how it really is. So long as there is something other than light, that means drishti, that will be an issue. You will have to come free from that. So we can't make any concept. That is what the Sahaj Smriti Yog paper says from the very beginning. Divinity or reality is within and without also. Beyond concepts and conceptions, beyond time and within time also. So we have to stay open. We can't say anything is anything until we reach to the realization where we see things as they really are. What are the things really are? As you have become. That is your limitation. If you have become unlimited, you will see unlimited. If you have become infinite, you will see infinite. So whatever you have become, you means here wisdom. Have you become, have you realized that you are nothing except wisdom? This body is not, which we see, this is an accumulation. Everything, your mind is an accumulation in your chitta. Everything you are going up and seeing that how things are. So you are not demolishing anything. You are not saying, no, I don't have mind, I don't have body. You put them at right place. Yes, this is the relationship. This is the way it exists. So wisdom. So you see from the wisdom, then how can you say that this is not this or that is not? Because then every particle becomes that only for you. That's what it says, Isha Vash Midam Sarvam Yet Kinch Jagatyam Jagat Ten Tekiten Bhunjitha Magrit Kashwadhanam. So if you see from that principle, then every particle is ultimate, because that is part of the ultimate. By that relationship, it also becomes the ultimate. So, but then if you have not realized it that way, then you have to reach till that. Otherwise, there will be trouble. You will miss something for others. So we give simile which are understandable. We say, okay, you have a body, but you have nails and you have hairs. You cut, you don't experience any problem, but if you snatch, you have a problem. So there is a relationship within you, between live and dead. So that means you say, oh, there is something I need to, this only is to indicate that essence is something much deeper a thing. You can see divinity in whole when you have become wholly divine. Then everywhere, Ram doesn't see beyond Ram, Hanuman doesn't see beyond Hanuman. What they have become, they only see that. That is how it should be seen.
तुलसी है, गुरु है, और अब उन्होंने राम क्रिएट किया है, और उसके बाद फिर हनुमान भी क्रिएट कर रहे हैं, भरत भी क्रिएट कर रहे हैं, और सारी चीजें हैं. तो अब जैसे आपने बोला कि उनका क्रिएशन इसलिए भी किया गया हनुमान जी का कि बिकॉज वो जो होंगे वो उनके बारे में बोलेंगे, राम के बारे में. तो फिर भरत की जरूरत क्या है फिर वहाँ पे?
That's what I said that when I began Hanuman Chalisa, that Tulsi created it for family values, because it is, we say Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. If we do not, where do we live our life? Mostly in family. Family only gets extended, then it becomes world family, then it becomes universal family, then it becomes family of everything, which includes everything. Parivar. Pari means what? Beyond. So that is what is beyond your current state. When you start beginning to include all that, that becomes your parivar. So Va means that one. Ra is the beginning of the things. Ra and Sa, these are the beginning letters. Ra means whatever vibration in the form of vibration is there, that is called Ra. That's what the word Rita comes. That is so many words with relating. We used to call it in Vedic period Rai. Then it came to be known as Rit, Rigaved. Everything is coming from that. So that is Va means that one. So Parivar becomes like that. So family values had to be given. So that is how the things are. That you create, you saw them. One same person, people are seeing in 10 different ways. Who is most attained, he will see exactly the way person is. Because he is so vast and so uninterfering with the other that he can exactly see how that other is. Because in essentially there is no other. So when you become like that we say, no, then 5 stages in Sahaj Smriti Yog, we say that love, then dharma, then truth, and then ahimsa, and then sanatana. Ahimsa is that stage where you are not tinkering with anything. All the universe within you, you can let them be there and expand infinitely or shrink infinitely. Don't trunker, don't give them ultimate freedom. You are free, you give others freedom, because you see there be some ultimate divinity looks at you at some even, not less even. You are same as I am. So that is, but again, if this becomes so deep that people cannot make sense, so they are given that in family surroundings, social surroundings, how to live it. So he says, where is the beginning? That's why we say that the beginning is Guru Shishya. It's a relationship. This is the beginning of all relationship. Because Guru is a relationship which is saying big. It's not saying anything. Laghu means small. Now when it comes to the infinite, who is big or who is small? It is your choice. Ultimately. So that is why we say there cannot be anybody who can say I am Guru. If somebody is saying I am Guru, he is fool, ignorant, or doesn't know anything. Can't say. But without that, how will it work? So Guru is in somebody else's eyes. What is the kimia which makes Guru? Guru is the one who sees divinity, who sees real you as you are. He sees you as an image of God. So third entity comes. But if he says, no, I see you in my image, again it will be trouble. Because from different people, who are you? Such a great person who you are taking me in my image, I am much better than you. What will you say? So you say, no, not in my, you are better. I am seeing you, that one whom you have not seen. And now for some time it has said, not to all, but some it goes like this until we reach to that. For some it looks, no, how you are making me such great. Some it may look, how you are making me so pygmy. Depends what kind of sadhak that person is. Both ways. So they created the third entity. that when you wear a mask, like if you want to say something, why people create art? Generally somebody is writing, like Premchand writing a story, he writes, why he is writing? He went to his relative's place and he was scolded very much. Somebody said something, we see in relationship people say. So he created some characters and all what he want to say to that person he created. Over. That is how he became a writer. That is how that you can't, when you create a mukhota, what do we call that? You wear some mask, then you can do anything. Because it is not you no more, now you are free. So if your tendency in sadhana is good, you will create good things. So saints create God. Otherwise, here this land, we never bothered much about who the God is. We have always been the Guru Shishya Parampara, that you should be seeker and there should be somebody to fulfill you until you reach you there where you really are, from where the things are clear, you can see. And that is our Parampara. That's why it is alive. All other civilizations, they died. But this never died. This has been Sanatan. That's why it is called Sanatan. No beginning, no end. It will be like this. Because here this makes it alive. Guru Shishya Parampara. We may forget everything, but this we do not. This we keep continuing. Because we know the gist where people go wrong. After some point of time, they start creating books. And then the books are created, then you are dead. That civilization will be dead. Who start following books. Because books is not live, you are live. So you need somebody alive to give you the live things, make you more live, make you more open. So beginning good books are good when you are a beginner. But after when you have become something realized, then you need somebody to make you more alive. Because now you have become more alive than the books could make you. You have understood the grasp. As I said, when you reach that point, when you read any book, you find nothing is written there. Because you see the order of words, you don't see anything. That after this word, after this letter, what is the meaning? Nothing. There is no meaning. But since meanings have been put in your head through impressions, so you think it is written there. Nothing is written there. Who has written? He has not written anything. He has done sadhana. Those who have not done sadhana, they definitely have written something. Otherwise, there is nothing written. So these are the kind of sastras. We see why we say I defined somewhere in the sastras paribhasa. But I don't know how many of you are reading that diligently. It was in Chanakya Varta Patrika or in Dakshin Bharat somewhere or both places. That what is the sastra? How is it? Sastra is that it cannot be cut by anything. Not even by the sastra itself. That becomes Sanatana. Sastra, anything else can be cut. So when there is nothing, what will you cut? You need something to cut. That is how the saints, those who have realized, they don't leave anything except an impact of positivity. That this is the direction. All the words and language and scriptures, they are just an indication in the right direction, that this is the direction. So here we see that this without, once you go through that, then you realize now I need somebody more alive, who can good prana to me, the real one. Then, that's why the Guru Parampara. So I am saying, the beginning also he is saying, Sri Guru Charan Sarojraj Nijman Mukuru Sudhari Barnau Raghuvar Bimalayash or Vishadayash Jo Dayak Falachari. Okay? Who is giving all four fruits. That I will explain what all four fruits are. Last mein also he is saying the same thing. Jai 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 Hanuman Gusai Kripa Karo Gurudev Kinai. Last also is the same. Not the beginning. Even end is saying. He is saying like Gurus does, like that. So where is all this happening? So this I will explain how that means nothing at all. Only thing is they are creating characters for the goodness. That how to do good. The problem is if I start demolishing all these things, then people say, what have you created instead? But what people go helter-skelter if you say, no, this is how it is. The truth is this. But if everything is demolished, then what will people do? So I say, why don't you do that prana pratishtha in your own heart and in your body, you are more alive. That is where everything, if you are writing anything, what for you are writing? That people should become like Ram, people should become like Hanuman. Are not you writing for that? Then why not work at people so becoming like that instead of doing such things? Put your priorities in the right place. Necessary thing is sadhana, that you become that, because without becoming it is useless. in the ultimate sense. It is useful in worldly sense, but in ultimate sense it is useless, because you have limited time in one sense. So you focus on becoming, and then you will see everything much well. When you become light, then you will see things wherever you, how this is. Any book you give me, I will just tell that this is what it is written here. It depends on me, how I am making it to. This is how, there is nothing written there. So where there is nothing, you can make anything. And not on your own, from that only lens you put. I am not putting my lens, I am putting Tulsi's lens only. Because this is not honesty. What he has written, if you have seen correctly, you have to put his word that this person has written this. This is from where you see it. I am telling you the beginning, I am telling you the end. He is beginning with the Sri Guru Charan Saroj Ras and ending with Jai 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 Hanuman Gusai Kripa Karo Gurudev Ki Nai.